Hi guys, we're going to talk about the TI-84 plus CE Texas Instruments calculator and just talk about the important functions you need to know. First, you do need to know how to turn it on, and when you are stuck on the screen or something doesn't feel right, you can always reset your calculator by pressing the second, and then right above the plus sign you see that MEM, that stands for memory. And if you click on that, you can see that for number 7, there's a reset button. So you can click on 7 or scroll down and press enter. And then you need to press all RAM 1, and then reset, which is 2, and then you will have your calculator resetted as if it was brand new. So once we have reset our calculators, let's talk about the different functions you need to know. So first, most importantly, that negative symbol is right there next to the decimal point, whereas the subtraction symbol is right there. So you always want to use the negative symbol for negative numbers and the minus symbol for when you are subtracting. So if it was -2 minus 3, we know it's -5. Whereas if you accidentally use the negative symbol for the negative or the -3, your answer will not be the same. So it is very important that you can differentiate between those two symbols. The shorter one would be the negative and the longer one would be the subtraction. So do not get them mixed up. Now we're going to talk about how to square numbers. So let's say we were squaring 5. So there are two ways you can square it. You can use the x squared button right there, which is 25, and then you can also use the caret symbol, which is right there above the division symbol. Once you press that though, you can take it to the second power and then press enter. So notice that x2, which is x squared, just gives you the squared, whereas if you were to try to take it to the third power, you would have to use the caret symbol. Now let's talk about square rooting. So square rooting is the opposite of squaring. So let's take our 25 and square root it. Notice you should not use the 25 and then the square root symbol, because it will have that 25 outside of the square root symbol. So always press the second x2 first and then press the 25 inside, and that way you can square root the 25. If you press an operation after your answer, it will say answer plus, which means you're using the previous answer that you got and adding, let's say, 2 to it, and that will give you 7. You can always clear your screens by pressing the clear button, and that can clear your whole screen and you cannot go back to the original operations that you did. So now let's talk about just using the fraction and decimals and how you can convert it. So let's say I wanted to convert a fraction into a decimal. So the fraction button will always be the division symbol because it's equivalent to a fraction. And then let's say you got a decimal and you would like to convert it back to a fraction. So once you got your answer, you're going to press the math button, and then the first option gives you a frac, which stands for fraction. Thank you. And then once you press 1, you'll see that it says answer, arrow, frac, and then if you press enter again, notice how it says 2/3, so we got our fraction. Now, let's say we wanted to convert our fraction back to a decimal. You can definitely go back to math, and then if you press 2, it'll go back to the decimals. Just remember that all of our answers on the main screen will give you a decimal, so no need to convert to a decimal because it should be giving you the answer right away in decimal form. And other than that, I think we have covered most of the materials. Just remember that you can always use all the operations, the square rooting, there's parentheses if you need it. And just remember you can always reset your memory if you are stuck on the screen or if something doesn't look right. To turn off your calculator, you can press second and then off. And that's it.